Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quarter. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Lots of companies looking to line up to Bud Light themselves, essentially, to make sure the world remembers that they also want to lose billions of dollars. And whether it's Bud Light or last week it was Harry's Razors with some old footage coming up, or the new revelations around Best Buy corporate, there's really no getting around this woke battle. It's a battleground. Now, I thought we'd be talking about sending, another $20 billion to Ukraine as a battleground, but no, it's Skittles. Sometimes, I suppose, the little things is what get the most attention. By the way, if you enjoy my videos, there's a subscribe button down below. I would absolutely love if I earned your subscription today. Kind of having a bummer of a day, so it would be cool if you subscribed wherever you watch: Rumble, YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, and I would really appreciate it. Only if you feel like I've earned it, though. Social media erupts after Skittles' Black Trans Lives Matter packaging goes viral. Skittles is facing backlash after images of its Pride packaging featuring, quote, pro-trans statements went viral on social media on Friday. The candy packaging that Skittles advertises on its website features slogans such as "Joy is resistance." Again, you may not know this, but Skittles is a sugary candy, mostly for kids. That's what it's not like a political action group. It's not a nonprofit organization. It's not a charity. They sell little round pieces of sugar. Again, the slogan says "Joy is resistant" and Black Trans Lives Matter. There's about 6 black trans people, I think. Skittles, which is owned by Mars, partnered with GLAAD, a media monitoring organization that espouses radical gender theory, to reveal the packaging for Pride Month earlier this year. This past June was the 4th year Skittles partnered with GLAAD to support the LGBTQ+ community by amplifying and celebrating their stories, according to its website. Skittles says it will donate $1 for every Skittles Pride pack sold to GLAAD in support of their ongoing efforts to work through the media to combat anti-LGBTQ discrimination. I'm not exactly sure any of that exists. By the way, shout out to all my LGBTQ viewers. I love you just the same as anyone else. I just think this kind of stuff is pure insanity. It's just stupid. Just sell the candy. On its website, Skittles also promoted a podcast called Query, hosted by Cameron Esposito, which focuses on LGBTQ topics and activism. Quote, "Stay tuned for a special Pride-themed miniseries of Query, where we dive deeper into queer storytelling and the artist that designed this year's Skittles Pride packs," the candy brand says. Here's a picture of the packaging. Again, is this the most important thing going on in the planet right now? No, but it's funny to make fun of. It's funny to, elicit backlash for this woke crap that really doesn't need to be on candy packages. Now, nobody needs to eat candy. So, again, I'm not sure why Skittles or any of these other companies want to make a product that is inherently apolitical, a political statement. All I can really say is that this is the direct result of having too much money. Quite frankly, they just have too much money and they want to spend it on activism. They want to throw it around. So I feel like people should just make a different candy choice. There are certainly many other options. For a short time in 2020, Skittles, quote, gave up the rainbow that now famously dons its colorful packaging for black and white package to give the rainbow back to the LGBTQ community for Pride Month. By the way, the LGBTQ community does not own the rainbow. In fact, the rainbow on merchandise has existed long before the LGBTQ community co-opted it. I have no problem with them using the rainbow. I have a problem with saying they own it. I think that's fair and reasonable. Conservatives ripped Skittles after images of the packaging went viral on social media, saying the candy brand is targeting kids with pro-trans agendas. Skittles is a favorite brand among children and young adults, with over 75% of Gen Z adults holding a favorable impression of the brand, according to a Morning Consult survey released last year. Quote, Skittles is trying to turn your kids into BLM and LGBTQ activists, popular account Libs of TikTok wrote on X. Their package also features a drag queen. Skittles have gone completely woke. Another person wrote, what the heck? Skittles is now marketing woke idiocy to children on their candy wrappers. Another person wrote, this isn't an adult beverage like Bud Light. They warned us they were coming after our kids. Let's make sure they hear our response loud and clear on this one, Skittles and share. Others said that Mars Skittles parent company will get the Bud Light treatment after pushing radical gender theory on its customers. Bud Light's maker Anheuser-Busch lost billions of dollars in market value after partnering with trans activist Dylan Mulvaney, who showcased a can with his face on it in a viral video. Mars isn't the first candy company to face backlash this year alone, pushing radical gender theory. In March, Hershey's faced a boycott after featuring Faye Johnson, a biological man who identifies as trans, as part of their International Women's Day promotion. In response, Daily Wire co-founder Jeremy Boring launched Jeremy's Chocolates, featuring he, him, and she, her chocolate bars. This is not an uncommon thing to see with brands, get tied up in activism. It's a good tax write-off, and they just think, hey, this is a great thing. I mean, we can look at, for example, how Ben and Jerry's, got completely destroyed over the 4th of July when it demanded that the United States government give back Mount Rushmore to the local Indian tribes that they allegedly stole it from, conquered. Now, again, I think treaties should be honored, and if there was a treaty there, well, then that would be one thing. See the post-millennial Skittles pulls a Bud Light. You see a drag queen on here. Be generous with your love, and then, they have the, not just the regular rainbow, but they've added the trans stuff, and then I don't know what brown is, non-binary. I can't keep up with it. A lot of people say, taste the rainbow. It's important to distinguish between a shift in package design and high-level consumer executives saying we're embarrassed by a core customer and we need to change it. I do think that, what Skittles is doing is a little less offensive than Bud Light, and the backlash will probably will remain basically just online. But certainly we've seen many other instances, in particular with Bud Light, now with Best Buy, with Ben and Jerry's, where people legitimately are like, I've had enough of this. And it's like, I think the important point is that we acknowledge, a lot of people who push back against us, we get gaslit. That's like where people act like you're the crazy one, right? That you're the unreasonable one. But that's not the case here. That's just a way to minimize legitimate criticism. We saw this when they started ruining our cartoons and our childhoods, whether it was Ghostbusters or He-Man and She-Ra, all these type of things, right? Or Star Wars, right? It's just space wizards. Why are you so upset? Well, why are you changing it? If it isn't important, if Star Wars isn't important, if the Skittles packaging isn't important and influential, then why are you changing it to push agendas, right? So you don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to say, oh, it's just a children's cartoon. What are you so worried about? That's weird. An adult cares about that. Well, an adult cared about it enough to push propaganda in it, right? So don't let people gaslight you. Now, this particular thing, having particular, they want to promote this stuff. It's really just marketing wonk. But you see Tasting the Rainbow gone wrong, never eating Skittles again. More Bud Light moments. Will it ever end? No more Skittles for me. That stuff has nothing to do with and should have nothing to do with pre-existing freaking candy. I wish I would have bought it in the past so I could boycott them now. I mean, people are just sick of the political messaging. You go back to, an earlier time, 80s and 90s. Products were fun. Advertising was fun. And it wasn't, every little thing didn't have to be a part of the freaking culture war. But we didn't want this. This was thrust upon us. And so every time it happens, I think it's important to call out and make fun of. If we look at the actual Skittles tweet, now this is resurfacing from early May. This is an account that has 655,000 followers and could only muster 300 likes. Nobody cares about this stuff. And, you know, and who is this for? Well, it's for pushing ideologies. That's what it's really for. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, and you don't have an account yet, please do create one and subscribe. It's definitely hard to reach you all out there with all the other competition, so I would greatly appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.